Hello. Hi, everybody. It's me, Mary Setrakian. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Welcome to my series, Mary's Book Series. Today, number 2 book series. I'm so excited to see you guys here today. Oh my goodness. We're doing it. Hi, Amanda Nelson. Hey, JV. You're back. This is fantastic. Oh, so happy to see you guys. Hey, Roseanne, tell me where you're signing in from. Today, yes, we are focusing on my book, which is Sing, Find Your True Voice. And, but if you don't have the book, don't worry, just come on by because we're going to be talking about my method, the revolutionary send, where I connect voice technique with the emotional life. And we're going to all be singing today together as usual, per usual. And just really can't wait. Dalia, hi. Ron, good morning. You're back. Oh, I just love seeing you guys here. This is fantastic. So here's Alexander. Okay, already a question. How do you apply the fourth wall in a duet when you're looking at the other person instead of the back wall? Yeah, so we'll cover that. But just to tell you quickly, then, yeah, no, it's a good question. You use both the person and the fourth wall. So you want to put the person on your fourth wall, which we're going to cover. So if you guys are confused, don't worry, I'll follow through. So you talk to the person, and then if you look out, because sometimes your director will ask you to look out and keep singing, even though you're singing to that person in duet. So you keep the person on the fourth wall. You'll see Sierra Boggess doing that in Phantom of the Opera. She's with the Phantom, and then she's looking out and singing those high notes as if she's still looking at him. So we're going to talk a lot about Sierra Boggess today. So I hope that answers your question quickly. But you use both, and we're going to do that today. We're singing a song together today. Ah, Lucina is here. Hello, my darling. Di Palermo, il tuo canto libero. Oh, ti voglio bene, grazie. Lucina, you guys, is this amazing artist, singer, voice teacher in Palermo, Italia. And I go to Palermo usually once a year to work with her fantastic students. It's such an incredible collaboration. And she's been my student for so many years now. And she's just sharing the work and doing her process, you know, bringing in her tools along with mine, which I think is wonderful. I want you guys to pick and choose from your favorite teachers and then make it your own. This is so great. Oh, thank you, Lucina. I'm wearing a spring dress today because today's the first day of warm weather in New York City. It's going to be in the 80s. We've been in, you know, winter until today. So I'm feeling a little odd wearing a spring dress. But anyway, thank you, darling. Yes, and everyone is now personalizing. Oh my goodness, that's what Lucina is telling me. We are going to work very hard today on personalization. Roger, who was here with us last week, he's coming a little bit late today, but he had a great question about personalization and fourth wall. And in fact, there you go, Alexander. You already asked. So we're gonna cover personalization and fourth wall is our main theme today. And what that means for those of you who don't know, it's how to connect our true emotions with our voice. You see, when I arrived in New York City, I had a great voice technique. I had a master's in voice, blah, blah, blah. But I wasn't connecting my true emotions with my voice. And therefore, I wasn't getting the jobs I dreamed about. Then when I figured out how to do that through a lot of study with my mentor, acting teacher, Susan Batson, all the dreams came true. I got Les Miserables, and I was Madame Giry in Phantom of the Opera that's closing this week. So I've been reminiscing about my year on tour with a music box company playing Madame Giry. Oh my gosh, such a thrill. My Phantom was Brad Little, who has been doing, you know, Phantom, Cats. He's in Asia, just a superstar. So great. Okay, have your water nearby. Yeah, we got to stay hydrated. So the first question I'm going to take is one that beautiful Amanda Nelson sent me, and it's such a great question. I kind of love the question. JV, why the tears? I love that you're crying. This is great. I'll be as I can. Then I leave and watch the recording. Thank you, Lucina. Yeah, no worries. If you guys need to jump off because of work or anything, the video will be here. So come on by. Phantom closing. There you go. JV's sad that the Phantom of the Opera is closing. I don't know. We're going to see it a lot of places. Now people will be able to do it regionally. So a lot of you who've been dying to be in the show, you're going to have an opportunity. And you never know. It might come back to Broadway sooner than we think. Let's see what happens. I don't know. I have an inkling it might come back sooner than we think, but we'll see. Okay. So Amanda's wonderful question is, why did Sierra Boggess write the foreword? So Sierra Boggess, to my delight, joy, and good luck, has been my voice student since she was 17 years old. We first started working together at a wonderful summer workshop. She's from Colorado, and I was going to Breckenridge, Colorado, because of the fantastic Douglas Webster, who was heading a fantastic summer program called American Singer. And so he invited me to be a teacher there, and she was my student. And that's when we started together. And what she really couldn't believe was that I was asking her to use these tools to connect the emotions with her voice technique. It was something so new. And the other thing that she heard me say in class one day, let's say it together: you are enough. You are so enough. It's unbelievable how enough you are. I said it to a singer working with me in the open master class, and she wrote it down, and she's made it her war cry ever since. So the foreword, she went on, as you guys know, to be Andrew Lloyd Webber's favorite Christine in Phantom of the Opera. She just recently did The Secret Garden playing Lily at the Omnicen in Los Angeles. Of course, she originated the role of Ariel in The Little Mermaid. She was in Masterclass on Broadway with Tyne Daly singing opera. So we honed her voice to that style. And she worked with an incredible teacher from Juilliard, also working on that role. So I'm in great company of wonderful teachers, and it's just been thrilling to work with her. So her writing the foreword, I felt like she's somebody who knows the work, who knows what I do, and I thought she could share something with you guys before you jump into the work and hopefully get inspired, because she's so inspirational. And so to have her there at the very first words you read in the book, it just makes my heart sing. Haha. So you can get this book, Sing, Find Your True Voice, on Amazon worldwide, wherever Amazon is for you guys, and Amazon.com here in the US. And it's just been so special. It's in hard copy like this one. It's in paperback. I did the audiobook, so you can have a voice lesson personally with me in the audiobook. And it's also on Kindle for those of you who love Kindle. So that's answering Amanda's beautiful question. Thank you for the question. Sierra is, she's a friend. She's somebody I admire now. I think of her as a colleague now as well. And it's just so amazing to have this connection with many colleagues. I love it when I get to teach those who are in a very high level already doing the work. Sometimes you need somebody opposite from you to see and to check and to diagnose where the little tweaks can be. And that's what I just love doing that so much. So Roseanne says she went to see Sierra in the, Cadogan Hall last December. Oh, she does concertizing. She's in, I think as we speak, she's in London doing a concert there at the Royal Academy. So she's rocking my world. Hey, Victoria, how are you? So good to see you here. Thank you for coming by. I love it. Emma Fox, hello there. No worries about coming and going. Thank you for being here. And yes, thanks for looking at the recording. I love you too. Thank you. You guys inspire me so much. It's like when I teach it, I get to also get a little lesson in it. So here's a couple more questions before we begin. Carol just is signing on, and it's your questions, honey. You love the audiobook? Yes. Oh, I'm so thrilled. Now, Carol found me on my YouTube channel. On the other, you guys, there's lots of series if you want to go do voice lessons with me. I've got the Monday series. I've got the earlier one, the quarantine voice lesson series. And in fact, I say that to you, Carol, because I know you were asking about some belting for women. I can't cover every question today, but I think I'll cover a few of them. She's invited her choir. Thank you for inviting your choir. I just love it because it's often choirs are people that, you know, do singing in their spare time because you guys have busy lives, maybe doing other jobs or whatever. So please come join me, and the book, it will be so much fun. And as Carol said, it's fun to do the audiobook because you get to sing with me. So I'm just thrilled. Okay, Roger's in the house. Hi, Roger. Perfect timing. I'm just getting to your question as well. So Carol said her goals are to sing Never Enough. We know that song well. You can see me singing it on my YouTube channel. I did it at the Sydney Opera House in Australia during my show there in 2019. She also loves the song Ave Maria, which is of course, we call legit soprano or your classical voice. So Never Enough would be the high belter. And then Carol also talked about Shallow, which is of course the duet with Lady Gaga. And what's his name? You know. And here it's really great to go see them singing in duet on the Oscars. This may, Alexander, also answer your question, how to sing with somebody and then how to maybe look out. I don't think they look out at all. I think they just look in each other's eyes. Why is his name going out of my head? You know who I mean. Lady Gaga, you know, Star is Born. So yay. All right. So those are those questions here. Then Leah came on and said some wonderful things, comments on my number one series of the book series. And she said, wow, she didn't realize how singing is born out of speaking is my adage. How musical theater singers use speaking and then go into singing. Well, it's singing, you speak and then you add pitch and then you're singing. It's all connected. And she was really thrilled to understand that concept. So I love that. And she also said she was hitting high notes she's never hit before, which that's just the best feedback you can give. But what that is we're honing the physics of singing so that when you learn the physics, we're going to find out what your range is. It has nothing to do with magic pills. It's all about physics and then using the techniques and then singing through it and seeing where your voice lands. And then we find out what your talent is. Isn't that fun? Okay, Brad, thank you. Thank you, Carol. Brad. I'm only thinking of Brad Little, who is Phantom of the Opera, my Phantom. So Bradley Cooper. There we go. Bradley Cooper. Yeah. All right. Glad to have that question. Okay. And then Roger sent me a wonderful video of him singing. He sent two. The first video, I saw Roger looking down, looking around, not quite connecting to his fourth wall and personalization. So I gave him that note and he sent me a new video and I watched it this morning. And suddenly he was in a new ballpark, a whole new level of singing. I could see his eyes. I could get into his story. But Roger said, I tell you, it's really hard to trust this because his analytical mind is trying to come in, and I would call it direct him. But all we want to do now is have these elements and set them up and live them. If you live them, you'll be unaware of what's happening. You'll just be in your story. And then we get feedback from others. If you're trying to analyze while you're singing and try to be good and try to see if it's working, you've already lost. So that's the quick answer, Roger. But I was just, as you know, I wrote you back. I was just delighted because suddenly I could understand the lyrics of your stories. Like everything started to connect with what you were actually singing about. So it's really amazing. Okay, Shahrazad is here from Iran. Oh my gosh, the internet connection is weak, but you're here. Oh, she is our warrior queen from Iran. And thank you, Shahrazad, for being here. We honor you. And women rule. Like, we are all part of every person, every soul on this earth is a powerful soul. So it doesn't matter what gender, we are equals of power and joy and growth and learning and becoming the best of ourselves. That's what my hope that my book will do. I'm hoping it'll bring you not only to your best voice, but also to your best person. Because what's in charge is understanding that we are enough, and all of the emotions are good emotions. All of the emotions are important. All of our experiences, whether they're traumatic or happy, blissful or devastating, they are all part of us, and they make you you, and you get to use that no matter what it is. So let's get going, and I'll tell you what we're going to be up to. There's Leah. I just talked about you, honey. Oh my gosh. I'm so honored about your feedback about how singing is born out of speaking, and also that you were hitting the high notes. I was chatting about you. I don't know if you signed on before that. There you go, Victoria. To be present. Yeah. We just have to be present in ourselves. So let's do that. While I'm talking, we're going to be working on the song called What'll I Do? It's a very classic song. Frank Sinatra sang it. All the greats have sung it. It's called What'll I Do? You might not know it. If you could just get the lyrics up, if you have time to print out the lyrics while we're doing our warm-up, or just get them on your phone so you have them in front of you, that'll be enough. I will teach you the melody, but we're going to use that today as our song. And I promise, Carol, I'm going to answer some of your questions related to your other songs through this song. So it's going to be really fun. Okay. Ron, Mary, I tried to send a video. Don't know if I got through. Oh, I didn't get it, Ron. I'm so sorry. Maybe the best way, you could go to my website and go to Contact Mary, and then you can, I'll get your email. A great way, you guys, to send a video is to put a video private on YouTube so I can go in and look at it. So I just look at the link. And of course, I won't share the link. Then it's just private. Sometimes the other ones don't go through, strangely. But feel free to send it again, Ron. I'm so sorry I didn't see it. Okay. So what we're going to do is, if you have the book, I want you to remember what we're looking at are all the 10 elements of my revolutionary send. You can see the voice technique side here and the emotional life side here. So in our warm-up, we definitely have to do 1, 2, 3. Whoops, that's the other one. Yes, no, that's right. I'm seeing it backwards. We have to do the breath, support, and resonance. Now, it's a domino effect. If we don't have those 3 things lined up, none of your other questions, I can't answer any of your other questions. It just doesn't work. So let's make sure that we always warm up with that. So the fast version, if you've already been with me, maybe you know this. If you don't know it, this is the quick version. We're going to look in the mirror. We're going to do an S exercise. So you see my sternum popping out? That means I'm connected. That means I'm starting the breath at the bottom of the lungs, and I'm connecting to my belly button support, moving in, and the sternum pops out. If you've got that, you're set to go with breath and support. That's breath and support. And then we're connecting it to your voice, which I call resonance, this front passage. And if you go, and chew, do that with me. Now, if you have those 3 things already in place right now, you're ready to go. Those of you who are new, you might not know it. I'm going to do a very quick review here. And every time I teach it, I've done this, 5 million times. So every time I teach it, it's a great review for myself. But I just want you to understand, if you just did that, try the lip trill, try the tongue trill, if you can do all those things very quickly, that means that you're in really great shape, and you could go on to the next. But we're going to review it really quickly, just in case some of you aren't getting it. The name of the song is called, let me write it in. What'll I do? And it's by Irving Berlin. What'll I Do by Irving Berlin. So get up those lyrics. It's a very simple song with a simple melody, and we're going to put everything together with that song today. Okay. So chapter 1 is all about the breath, which I call inhale. And again, you'll see it. Let me tell you what page this is in the introduction of my book. Let's see what page that is. Of course, it doesn't have a page number on that page. 23, 22, 21. So it's page 20 and 21, the introduction here. Okay? Wonderful. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through, here are Christopher Gunn's wonderful pictures. We're going to go through the inhale. Here are the lungs. We're going to breathe at the bottom of the lungs. There's the famous diaphragm, and so on. So I'm going to do this really quick with you now. So show me where are the lungs. These are Chris's wonderful designs that we did together. Now, do you breathe at the top of the lungs or the bottom of the lungs? When you're sleeping, we breathe at the bottom of the lungs. If you want to go through this slower, just go to Mary's book series number 1. We did it last week, much slower. Where's that famous diaphragm? There it is, right underneath the lungs. Is it involuntary or voluntary? Yeah, involuntary muscle. So what does that mean? We can't tell it to move. Some people say, breathe from your diaphragm and expand your diaphragm. And they're trying to tell you to use the diaphragm and do everything with the diaphragm. It's not possible because it's involuntary. So we don't want to think directly about the diaphragm. Instead, we're going to do something else. Because here's the phrenic nerve in our neck. It sends a signal to the diaphragm. And the diaphragm gets the signal. Got it, boss? And what does the diaphragm do on its own, by itself, involuntarily? Aha, it contracts. Yep, it contracts and drops down. And remember, in dropping down, it pushes aside the organs. So your tummy goes out. So here's the diaphragm underneath here. And I'm just going to think of the air starting in my lungs, and then it's pushing aside the organs, so the tummy's going to release out. That's all. Feel that? Not this. That's the panic breath going up high, just here and down. And that's how you breathe when you sleep at night. When you're not thinking about it, because it's involuntary. The phrenic nerve on either side of the neck is sending a signal. Do we feel that? No. Do we feel the diaphragm contracting and dropping down? No. So where do we put our thought? We just think about the air starting where lungs really are, here, and then going down. My teachers told me to think down here, so I was trying to push air here. There's no air down here. When I tweaked it with my master teacher, Joan Heller, when she said, no, go where your lungs are, here, and then think down because the diaphragm's dropping down. There we go. Cool? Yeah, you can type cool if you want, if you feel that. So the next one is on our list is support. So what's support? Here I am on the 16th floor in New York City. Where's the support? Yeah, foundation in the building. If we had the support up here, I would not be here. So we're going to go under that. Yay, Veronica, Victoria. Wonderful. So here are the lungs. Here's the diaphragm. Cool, Ron. Yes, I love it. We're going to go under that. We're going to I call it, oh, by the way, here are our happy lungs that just filled up. You see the diaphragm? It's like it's contracted and down. Now for pregnant women, when it's sort of funny, the face that Chris did of this funny face I love it. But think about a pregnant woman who has extra company down here. It's going to be harder to get a breath because the diaphragm can't drop all the way down. That's why pregnant women say, I can't breathe, I can't breathe. What I would suggest is just take a smaller breath. Don't worry about it. And just breathe more often. It's fine. Okay. Support is belly button. Support is what I call Super belly button. It's a superhero. The belly button, aha, powerful and vulnerable. So this action of the belly button moving in, as we did at the beginning, on an S. Now notice I'm not saying hold it. I'm not saying jam it like, why not? Well, look at my neck if I do that. Or if I push out, everything gets jammed. We're not pushing out. We're swinging the belly button in. This is how the body actually works. When you're sneezing, achoo. When you're laughing, ha 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 ha, it moves in. So let's try the S. Good. And to move forward a little quicker, let's do the lip trill. Do a hand over hand motion. For you guys who know basketball, you can just think of, the referee doing a travel, when they make a mistake. So it's always moving, sending. That's why I call it revolutionary send. We're always sending. We're never holding, sending. Okay? Got that? Again, if you want to do it slower, go back to number 1. Okay, here's the swinging motion. It swings in. And in doing so, this pops out. So if it's popping out and everything's in good shape, please put cool. And if it's not doing it, then put help. Okay, so here's the sternum popping out. Why? Because there's no tension here. Oh, look at my neck. It's not freaking out. Look what I do if I push out. Oh, it completely widens. It becomes the Hulk. It's not good. This is the ease because it's how the body actually works. Isn't that cool? I love it. Okay. Carol, you got it? Feels like we are lightening our stomach muscles. Tightening. So what you're doing is, yes, you are working the abs, but you're not tightening and holding. At the gym, they might say tighten and hold. In dance class, they're going to say bring it in and hold. I'm not doing that. That's what I call, dancer channel or gym channel. We are changing the channel to singer, actor, human being channel. So they are tightening, but they're moving. It's very buoyant. It's not. That's not correct. You see, I just hurt my throat doing that. You're clear. Good, Ron. That's excellent. Do you understand, Carol? So it's like an accordion. Okay, that's a nice image because that's got bellows. The accordion or bagpipes have bellows. So this is the energy that's sending the voice, sending the vibration. Here's Roger. We want this to happen naturally, though, not forcing the breath. Aware of it. I find my worst tone is when I run out of breath. For you, Roger, because I've seen your video, you need extra energy here. Don't worry about, I don't want you to hold it and force it, but you have to attack it. Like when I say do the S, it's like we're turning the key of the car. I just worked with a young man yesterday, an incredible filmmaker, and he was very cool. Cool is nice. It's nice to be released, but you are an athlete right now. And what I was noticing, Roger, is you're not quite connected to your support 100% of the time. So let's really, when we do the S, over exaggerate now. Oh, good, Carol. You got it. Woo! Nice. So the word tighten, I don't love because it's got a buoyant energy. When you feel like a buoy in the water and you pull the string of the buoy, there's this pressure. We're creating a pressure. So it's not tightening, it's more of a pressure. So think of two balls spinning. Here's the picture again. That's the energy, like a motor that's running. Do you think of a motor tightening? Not really. They're spinning. They're spinning. So that, and then here's our picture of the belly button swinging in. Remember, I love to say swing or scoop. This is popping out naturally. And there's your S. Okay? There we go. You can do a tongue trill. Now, if your lips aren't buzzing, you can push up. Be sure not to blow air like want to close the back. Make sure it's softly closed, like closing a window, and it just vibrates in the front. You see how that initiates? If I don't do it, I'm pushing from my lips. That doesn't work. Okay? Cool. Makes sense? Those two things are so important. The breath and then the support. Now we want to hook it up with your voice. So I'm pulling. Don't think about the air. Think about your belly button. You're pulling the belly button in and sending it. So you guys think about air too much. Stop worrying about air. Don't worry about air. We can only worry about air when we inhale. Yes, the air enters here. Now think about the energy of this. It's a good question, honey. Don't be sorry. This and now, and it's just going with S. Don't worry about anything. Just say S. And move that in. And just say S. So rather than thinking about air, think about the consonant S. Now think about the lip trill. The lips are buzzing. Now we're going to focus in on the front passage resonators. Okay, so I'll use my final picture for all of this. Here's the front passage, and this is bone and cartilage, and inside are air pockets that vibrate. So try, that's what we did at the beginning. Now here's a bottle. Let's pretend that this is our front passage. We've got bones and cartilage, and this surround air pockets. This has glass. So the glass is our bones and cartilage, and inside are air pockets. And what happens? Oh, it vibrates. It becomes the speakers of your voice. So let's think about this being your voice. These are the speakers of your voice. And what do you focus on? You don't focus on air. Please get that out of our vocabulary. We focus on vibration. Sure, there's air and vibration, but don't focus on air. Focus on sensation of vibration. Try that. Yeah. And you can't make it happen. You've got to live it. You've got to live in it. Got that? Does that feel better, Roger? Let's go back and forth between the S and the lip trill. So we'll do breath. Swing the belly button in. Breath. So you do the S, take a breath again. Instead of S, you do the lip trill. Bravo, Roger. So what that's telling me that you can do it now, you are activating the support, which I call super belly button, right? Say it with me. Super belly button, superhero. Yeah, this is what's protecting your vocal cords from coming together. This is going to make it so you don't get vocally tired. This is also important for your pitch, Roger, because you said sometimes I don't like where my tone is. If you don't have the support, you're not going to be able to find your one-of-a-kind tone. So this is fantastic. Okay, let's move on to, so we've got super belly button. Let's just remember that's for protection. We protect our vocal cords with this action. Like think of it, if I go, I'm coughing, that's protecting my vocal cords. Even though they're not hitting very strongly because I'm adding this, which gives a pressure to make sure that they don't harm each other. Power, this is going to be the power of your voice. Whether we sing loud or soft, it's connected to your power. Vulnerability, well, let's think about it. We are connected to our mothers at birth by the umbilical cord. So this is also, this breath And this supports everything here. It's like think with your gut. This is going to connect you to your true emotions, whatever they may be. So as I'm talking here, please type in, what are you aware of? Are any emotions coming up? What would the emotion be that you would feel right now? Lately, I've heard, oh, I feel hollow. I've heard, oh, I feel released. Oh, I feel calm. Oh, I feel angry. I've heard all sorts of answers. The answer is just where you are today, where you are right now. It might change in the next 5 minutes. I don't know. But this is a great way to get connected to our truth, that being present that Carol talked about. Or Victoria talked about being present. This is connecting you to your truth today. Right, Lucina? Yeah. Okay. And now let's go to resonance. Resonance equals your voice. So we're going to think about these speakers here. What I call it is the dominant resonator. That doesn't mean you're not resonating other places like your chest or your throat and other places, but this is where we want to think. We want to think about the vibration living here. And that's going to be really great for our song today. All right. So now we're going to keep connecting to this belly button support, and we're going to connect to our cheeks. You're tired. That's something that I've heard a lot when the people connect to this. Suddenly you feel the exhaustion because you're working so hard. You're tired from working nonstop, but happy, inspired to focus on singing. This is beautiful, Carol. And to be aware that your body is a little bit tired, you might have to engage a little more. You know, what happens when people get tired is they go here, and then they let go of the support because it takes energy. And then they talk in their throat, which I call vocal fry, and they go here. And the vocal fry will get your vocal cords tired. And if you keep doing it for a long time, you could even damage your vocal cords. So this is really great. That's such a good, thank you for that awareness. That's super special and important because so many of us are working so hard and we're so tired. And we want to honor that. And you might say, well, wow, maybe I'll try to go to bed an hour earlier tonight. I'll read my book or do something, but, you know, think about getting a little more sleep. That would be really good. Okay. So we're going to do the S, and then we're going to use our hands on our cheeks, and you're just going to say, me, ma, ma. Try that with me. Me, ma, ma. Now I'm using your hands so that you just get aware of the tickle of the vibration. 3 things. Breath, support, resonance is a lot to think about while we are singing, but I need to keep this in front mind when I sing. No. What you need to do is connect and then forget about it. We have to get it together, then trust that you have it. If you think about anything, think about the initiation of your belly button moving in. And also we'll just let the words live around our cheeks. Just be aware of vibration. Yeah, good. Now, we're going to say the first words of our song. You're just going to say, tell me in the screen, what'll I do? So all you're thinking is this initiates, and the words are living around your cheeks. What'll I do? Say that to me. What'll I do? Do your hands. What'll I do? Now repeat after me. When you are far away, say that. When you are far away, this initiates. When you are far away, and I am blue, and I am blue, say that. And I am blue. Then again, what'll I do? Say that. What'll I do? Good. Now, everything's just living around your cheeks. And what I would suggest is, as you speak through the day, this is your home base speaking voice. Like Leah said, it's so cool to think singing is born out of speaking. And so if you just start speaking here all day, Roger, you don't have to think about this. We can't sing a song and think, we can't put our intellect. You set it up, then you live it. And you know what? It might not be 100% perfect, and that's okay. We're going to put our attention on the 4th wall. That's what we're going to start doing. But I wanted you to just set up this sensation of breath, support, resonance. Again, let's go back to what we did at the very beginning of the class. We did S, 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 S. Feel that? Great. S. Now we'll connect to your front passage resonators around your cheeks. And you can chew a little bit. Done. Now you're set up for the day. And you might not even have to think about it anymore. It'll become, the body loves it because it's how the body works. So it'll become just second nature. That's what you're going to be doing now. Instead of whatever mapping you had before. Maybe you had no support and you talked in your throat. So this is a change. We have to talk to the body and say, okay, body, we're going to go more economical. We're going to connect our breath support with our resonance. Okay, that was a really good question, Roger. And I hope that the answer is helping. Ron, I feel without thinking about it, sense of open throat and power from the core. Okay, so Ron, I don't know, I haven't seen your video. Now, if you had a very tight throat, then it's fine to think more open. But if you don't have a tight throat, please don't open your throat. Don't go, I'm not interested in you opening this. This will fatigue yourself. And power from the core, that sounds very like the gym. We're not doing the gym right now. We're doing singer, actor, human being. So I love your awareness because this is really mainstream of what we sort of worship. We worship holding the gut in and holding everything tight. That's what we worship. We think that singing is opening your throat sometimes. I don't teach that. There are many teachers that do, and I don't know why. So instead, we're going to go for release and surrender and trust and connect. We're going to connect here. Okay. Now, if you're somebody that never had this, maybe you're feeling the power. Let's not call it core because core is like everything. I'm not saying core. Why would I not want you to have these muscles tight up here? What would that reason be? Think of what's here, the diaphragm, the involuntary diaphragm. What happens if we tighten everything up here? Oh, it jams the diaphragm. The diaphragm is doing its work. We don't want to hold up here. So as long as your definition for core is down here, but I would just love you to say super belly button. Just here, maybe even an inch below, somewhere here. And it has that scooping and sending. So we're sending. I hope that helps, honey. What do you think? Okay. That sounds easy. Ha, ha, ha. Yes, it helps. Good, honey. Thank you, Roger. I think I need to be aware of the super belly button. Yes, that's what I think too, Roger. When I saw your video, I was thinking you need more awareness here. And then we're going to get to the fourth wall and personalization that you did so beautifully. That's what we're going to focus on. And that's going to change our singing to the next level. Okay, Ron, one of my favorite songs that seems to generate a wonderful sense of resonance. Which one? Okay. It would make your diaphragm less flexible. Right, Carol. Not only would it make it less flexible, it would jam it. If I'm going here, or if I'm trying to control the diaphragm, or if I'm jamming the muscles around it, it's not going to do its work at all. Not the way it's supposed to be. So that's why we want this to be supple and this to be our power. And belly button down, even our legs. I don't mean to grab your legs, but we're going to do exercises where we're aware of the energy of our legs so that we've got energy here. And then this up here is like a tree. We've got our branches that move. And then this is really alive. And what I love about the book is I talk really like very meticulously about each of these elements. And it might be fun to read about it and read the stories that I have about it. Like I compare the support to a building where in San Francisco, which is where I was born, and Japan, they build the buildings so that the bottom is on rollers and moves and the top is swinging. Why? Because they don't want the building to fall. And so that's what we are. We've got our belly button moving, the legs are released and energized, And this is swinging like the buildings. So it'll be really fun to get those different examples, and hopefully it'll help you understand what we're doing. Leah, this is what children naturally do until adults start telling them to be quiet. Yep, you are right. I don't know if anybody told me to be quiet, but I knew not to talk. And I would hold my breath as a little girl, Leah. And so even today, like decades later, I am known to maybe hold my breath. If I'm feeling emotional, something comes up, I'll naturally hold my breath. Thank God for singing, and thank God I teach this all the time. It's getting so much better now. But we map that as children, and it's really hard to change that mapping, which we was, call the nervous system. It's really hard to change the nervous system. You can't just assume it's going to happen. We have to go in and tell the body, you're okay. I'm taking care of little Mary. Like, you got to go in and say, little Mary, I got your back. We are now going to use this. You get to breathe. You get to feel all your emotions, and we get to make art out of it. That's what's so cool about this. Okay. Carol, would make it harder to get the air out. Yeah, again, let's not think about air, okay? It would make it so that the diaphragm wouldn't be able to do its work to fill up the lungs. Getting the voice out, the vibration in the room, that's when you're exhaling on the S, on the support, super belly button. Don't think about air coming out. Think about vibration. It's your voice, it's your words, it's your story. Please, let's get air out of our description. Only on inhale am I thinking about air. Other than that, I'm thinking about the energy of the belly button. I'm thinking about vibration. These are your speakers. They're vibrating. They're like this bell, this singing bowl. When I do this, I'm not thinking about air. I'm thinking about, it's got overtones. The overtones are ringing. If I put it against my body, it doesn't ring like that. Why? Because there aren't overtones ringing in it. We've got to get those beautiful overtones that we can't hear with our own ear to vibrate. And that becomes the texture of your beautiful, home-based, one-of-a-kind voice. It's my job to help you get those overtones ringing freely. So that's why I'm saying go for sensation of vibration. Me, me, ma. That's that pitch. Me, me, ma. Or let's do this. Me, me, ma. I'm using the M, Roger, because I can feel vibration on my lips when I say M. So it's just a way to think about it without thinking about it. Just go for vibration. Me, me, ma. Send it to me in the camera. Me, me, ma. Beautiful. There we go. Tom Brady. Oh, it's like a palm tree. Yeah, I love that. Palm trees, they do that in the wind, don't they? I love that image. Okay. Tom Brady focuses on pliability and flexibility to prevent injuries during football games. So our body needs to be flexible too. I'm getting from you, Mary. I love you using Tom Brady. Is very interesting because I work with a guy who does fascia. And so we work the body, meaning, and he talked about Tom Brady. Tom Brady is one of the oldest award-winning football players in history. And so he's working his football. And then he goes and has massage and body work like minimum twice a day, every day of his life, as I understand it. And what does that mean? That means we also have to release. So yes, this is the action of the support, the power, and this is in release. Now, notice I'm not saying relax. We're not like this. Why? Because this is your resonator. These are your speakers. They have to be vibrant. So those molecules are moving and the belly button is leading it. So we've got moving molecules and vibration. Don't worry about air. Okay? We'll get air out of there. I realized I literally hold my breath when I sing. I don't know why. Maybe because I'm nervous. Yeah, you might be nervous. I get nervous. Nerves are fine. We say, come along, nerves. Let's go put this together. So you wouldn't be able to hold your breath because that means that you wouldn't be singing. If I'm holding my breath, there's no way I can even speak. So what you're doing, Roger, is what I think is that you're holding this tight. Me, me, ma. Then you get tightness in your throat, and the tone you don't like because it comes out me, me, ma, not me, me, ma. So we want this energy moving in, and don't hold this. Notice it's not the revolutionary hold, it's the send. So we're sending, and we're going for vibration around our front passage home base resonators. Okay. You don't think of opening the throat. Okay, good. Thanks, Ron. It just seems to be there with a sense of power, not tension. Good. Sometimes the words just get in the way. Sorry, I referred to, song. What'll I do? Great. Okay, Ron, I buy that, and I thank you for that clarity. Because we have so many people tuning in, if we use the word core, people think, oh, I better tighten like I do with the gym. If they say open your you feel the open throat, they're going to say, oh, I better open my throat. So that's why I'm being very clear about these words, because a lot of teachers use them and they aren't correct. They actually jam you. So, but I really acknowledge your awareness, and for you, that's what it feels like. I like it. Thank you. Wonderful. Great, Carol. This is great. Yes, that's you. That's you, Roger. I'm aware because I also saw your video, and I'm really able to diagnose very easily. You clench here. So just keep doing those S's in the mirror. You can send me a video of you doing S's on your video. I mean, really, I'm not kidding. And I can diagnose what's happening. All right. Okay. This has been a crazy lesson so far. You guys are rocking my world. These are awesome, amazing, amazing, amazing questions. And I hope what I've been talking about is helping, because I haven't heard those questions before. And so it's like, whoa, you're rocking my world. Okay. Now we're going to get right to what'll I do. And we're going to use what'll I do also as our warm up. It's going to be easy because the melody is really easy. Just say, what'll I do? In rhythm, what'll I do? Do an S, take a breath. What'll I do? And think of the vibration living around your upper lip. And you're just going to sing this on one note. What'll I do? What'll I do? Say that again. What'll I do? So what we're going to do is use those lyrics that you have in front of you. And this is the first one. What'll I do when you are far away and I am blue? What'll I do? I don't know why I'm looking. I know the song. Okay. So we've warmed up the breath, support, resonance. What'll I do? We're ready to sing now. Now we're going to use what we call the fourth wall. And Alexander brought up, what if I'm singing a duet with somebody on a stage? Yes, you would sing to them, but you might also look out very privately in your privacy. So the fourth wall is a tool we use to be private. You've got the wings on the side, you've got the back wall, then the imaginary fourth wall is between you and the audience. And this is a way to stay private, even, Roger, when you're nervous. I get nervous too. You just let the nerves live and you just say, it's okay. So I'm nervous. The character might be nervous too, singing this song. So don't worry about the nerves. The audience can't even see it. You just have to let it be and let it hang there and do your work. So here comes the work. Ron says he has a knack of adding confusion to a conversation. Okay, honey, I don't worry. I think we it's really cool. What I like about your awareness that's why I'm always asking, what are you aware of? Because everybody feels it differently. Some people will say, but I don't feel anything. It's like, that's okay. If you are resonating somewhere around here, maybe you'll feel a little tickle for a second, but maybe you won't feel anything. For you, you felt a certain thing, awareness, that's great. As I explained, I just wanted to make sure that our viewing audience knows the difference, because those words are a little bit tricky. But if you get them, that's all that matters. Okay. So we've connected S to the vibration. And now we're just putting these lyrics on one note. We're doing the rhythm of the song. So I'm having you do the exact rhythm, not worrying about the melody. We're going to worry first, not worry. We're going to work first on the words. So say, what'll I do? So what'll I do? Now, I forgot, fourth wall. So we've got our fourth wall. We're going to be private on our fourth wall. So now you're going to choose somebody from your life who you miss very much. I would suggest perhaps somebody who you'd like to be a lover, or somebody from your past who you would love to hold and kiss, or somebody who you miss so much. We're going to think about that person from your life. It could be somebody from long ago, the person that got away. It could be somebody who's in your life right now. It could be somebody that you have in your life and they're great, but when they're far away from you, you miss them so much. Excellent, Leah. Now she's saying, now I'm crying. This was my mother's favorite song. Yes. She used to sing it on her piano. Oh my gosh. How do you sing past the tears? You do not clean up, dear Leah. You just cry, honey. And even if you're crying through that is what you do today. Do not clean up. We are not about balancing everything right now. We're about connecting everything. And maybe for the first time, I'm using what'll I do. I told you in the beginning of the video today, is we're using what'll I do, number one, because it's a simple and classic song. Even Frank Sinatra has sung this song. Also, it's what's called public domain, which means that you don't have to pay rights for singing the song publicly. So YouTube's not going to erase the song, which is really great. What I love the song for is that it connects directly to, as Leah pointed out, this song makes her cry. It's directly connected to your emotions. And this was Roger's question. I really want to get this on its feet. What does a good rendition, who does a good rendition? Frank Sinatra. Also, I love Linda Ronstadt. She's actually a pop rock singer, but she worked with Nelson Riddle and did a whole album of classic songs. And this is one of hers. So check out her as well. Now, don't try not to lose it, Carol. I don't want you to try not to lose it. I want you to lose it right now. You guys, we have to work on, I always tell the story and I tell it in my book. I was in Susan Batson's class, her acting class, 3 times a week. My emotions were so jammed, I couldn't get them out. Finally, through some therapy and working on myself and working on this in class, the emotions were out. In fact, they were out so much I couldn't stop crying, and I didn't know why. Why? Probably because for most of my childhood, I cleaned up and I was more sensitive than I realized, and I didn't cry. So now all those years were coming out. And I turned to Susan Batson, my master teacher, and said, Susan, what do I do? I'm crying. I don't know why I'm crying. What do I do? She just said, keep crying, Mary. Keep crying. Don't clean up. And that's what I say to you too. Just in this moment, keep crying. I promise you, it's going to get to a point where you're going to be singing with movie star tears and a perfect voice coming out. But right now, you are not to try to do final performance. That's not our way. Our way is just to let it live and let it release and see what happens. Okay? Wonderful. So here we go. We've got our fourth wall. So what we're going to do is choose a point on our fourth wall. See, right now I can see a poster on my wall. And And so I'm going to put my person on that poster. I'm going to see answer this question. What's the strongest physical feature of your person? Like my person, I see their face and they have curly hair. So I'm going to see my person with their face and their curly hair. Also, what's the strongest human quality of your person? Maybe they're generous. Maybe they're funny. Maybe they're kind. My person, he's aloof. My person, I miss him so much. I want to see him. But to be honest, his strongest human quality today is he's aloof. So I'm going to feel and see that. Now, Roger, this is going to answer your question. What do you do? Because Roger uses his intellect so much. He's always into his thoughts. And I understand that. This is now, we're switching out of intellect and we're going into just seeing your person, theatrically seeing, they're not really there, theatrically seeing your person. So if they disappear or they run away, just remember the strongest physical feature. There's the curly hair. They run away. What? Oh, there's the strongest human quality. Oh, he's aloof. And there he is. And you just hang there with that. That's all. Can't do it wrong. You just hang there with that. And you did that, Roger, in your video. Your eyes were open and you were looking at her. It was beautiful. And the eyes are the window to your soul. So if your eyes are open and you're seeing the person, already the audience can start joining you and go into your intimacy, which we say is into me see. Those eyes, you see the person you miss, and then the audience can start coming into your intimacy, and what they think about is their person. If you're specific with to whom you're singing, for some incredible, miraculous thing, the audience thinks of their person. They're not thinking, what's Mary thinking about? No, they're going, oh my God, Mary understands me. I'm thinking about the person I miss so much and it makes me cry. Perfect, right? There's Carol. This is a great awareness. You always try to look like you have it together. Oh, that is really a great awareness, honey. And let me put this on the woman card. We women, we do so many things. I'm not a mother, but many of you out there are mothers. You're also got your job. You're also cooking dinner that night. Hopefully your husband is sharing in those things. But our culture is very, or maybe there's not a man there or a partner, whether you're whatever sexual orientation you are. Doesn't matter. We're all like working so hard, but women were always kind of given that Wonder Woman label, given a label to have to do it all. And so right now we can let all that go and just be in your artist. You guess just to be in your artist. We're just going to sing the song and be in your artist. So just let all of that go. They're bad habits. They come in, but that's okay. We're just going to be in our artist. This is to the class. I didn't believe this at first. I wanted to believe, but it turns out it works. That's right. Roger said to me, and I told him at the beginning when you weren't here, that he said this doesn't work. And yet you sent me the video and it worked. So this is great. So Roger, in your video, you're right. You did not sing technically better, but because your eyes were open and you were seeing your person, new ballpark. But now we know where technically to go, and that is for you to focus on the super belly button. Okay, so here we go. So what'll I do? Repeat. What'll I do when you are far away? Sing that. When you are far away. I did the wrong rhythm. This is the right one. When you are far away and I am blue. Sing that. And I am blue. What'll I do? What'll I do? Now, singing on vowels is important. And in English, sometimes there are words that have two vowels. like the word away. There's away, a. In singing, in English, we want to stay on the first vowel. Away, not away. This is important for you, Roger, because you were doing this on your song that you wrote. So keep this in mind. We want to stay on the first vowel. So let's add a pitch. Now we're going to sing the words up here on this floor. Remember, the higher... Oh, geez. Why do I lose it? So the higher the floor, the higher the note, then we go on a higher floor. So we were just around our mouth. What'll I do when you are far away and I am blue? What'll I do? What'll I do when you... Now we're going to focus on this floor around your cheeks. Here we go. And this is to help your question about singing high notes, Carol. So here, belly button. What'll I do when you are far away and I am blue? What'll I do? Sing that. What'll I do when you are far away and I am blue? What'll I do? So blue, do, those are all ooh, very easy. Far away, stay on the way. Far and far, don't sing just sing far. Far away. Try that. Far away. What'll I do? Good. So these are the two floors around our mouth and up to our cheeks. That's the first part of the melody. What'll I do when you are far away? So sing the first part. What'll I do? Sing that. What'll I do? Now the next part is when you, sing that. When you, listen once, are far away, are far away. Again, are far away. Good. Listen. And I am blue. Sing that. And I am blue. Listen. What'll I do? Sing that. What'll I do? Good. Now we're going to keep looking at your person with your beautiful eyes open. See them there. You miss them so much. And you're just going to tell them these words. What'll I do when you are far away and I am blue? What'll I do? You're just going to surrender. This is called a need. We're just going to let the need to be loved by this person, the need to be close and have a hug from this person. We're just going to let that energy of the emotion, and if you're sobbing, I love it. Just sob and sing these lines through it, okay? Good. So see your person. Let's try this together. I'll play the melody. Let's try it. What'll I do when you are far away? And try that same one again. This time I'm just going to play the chords and just see your person and just send to them. Feel the vibration here. The words live here. The higher ones live around your cheeks. The lower ones live around your mouth. And every time you connect, the belly button's leading the vibration. Here we go. See your person. What'll I do when you are far away and I am blue? What'll I do? Second verse, here we come. Same melody. What'll I do when I am wondering who is kissing you? What'll I do? So now the story turns that maybe your partner or somebody that you love is with somebody else. So just see your person there and just stay in the sensation of missing your person and not being with you. See your lyrics? Let's try singing that. And what'll I do when I am wondering What'll I do when the word I has two vowels, ah and e, I. We're going to stay on the ah of I. When I am, the E comes at the very last second, so don't worry about that. Rather than when I am when I, good. So you stay on the ah vowel, and then wandering is another ah, am wondering who. Here we go with our oohs. Is kissing you is an I vowel. Kissing you, what'll I do? Now the word I and away, those vowels are called diphthongs. That means two vowels together. This is in volume 2 of my book, but we're getting more advanced here. So stay again on the first vowel. Let's do the second verse. See your person, so will I, as much as I can, as I'm also playing. You see my person, he's far, far away, and I miss him so much. Just remember what that person said to you, what they did, what you want to say to them, but you can't. You're going to say it now through these words. What'll I do when you are far away and I am blue? What'll I do? Second verse. What'll I do when I am wondering who is kissing you? What'll I do? Now we get to our high notes. Here we go, Carol. So what that means is we've got a higher floor. What'll I do? When we sing a higher note, we go up the floor. I'm not going to explain it now because I'm running out of time, but it's going to be this tighter space. You see, when we sing a higher note, the cavity gets smaller. That's what happens in the physics. So as the singer, we just want to be aware of this tighter space. Now, for people like Roger who are really intellects, try. Don't go into like, I better think about this in an intellectual way. Just think about it in just like it's the shape of a pyramid. So let's put all those words up there. What'll I do with just a photograph? Here we are. It's up here now around our eyes and it's tighter. What'll I do? Just say, what'll I do? In a tighter space, just speak that up there. What'll I do? What'll I do with just a photograph? So speaking up there in that tighter space helps you how to sing it. What'll I do? What'll I do? Belly button. What'll I do? What'll I do with just a photograph? Say that. What'll I do with just a photograph? What'll I do with just a photograph? Right? Good. Carol, tell me how it's going. It's this tighter space. What'll I do with just a photograph? What'll I do? What'll I do? We need more energy of support for that higher note, so you'll feel more of the energy of the belly button moving in. Those of you who like the word tension, I guess you'll have more belly button swinging, right? What'll I do with just a photograph? Here we go. So here's the melody. What'll I do with just a photograph? I'm going to throw the ball to you. So it's going to go in like a laser beam. What'll I do? Throw that to me. What'll I do? Now we're going to put all the words up on this high floor. What'll I do? Sing that to me. What'll I do? Good. Now the other words. With just a photograph. Sing that to me. With just a photograph. So it's this tighter, what I'll call laser beam. Belly button is going in even more powerfully. What'll I do with just a photograph? Put the words up here on this floor. They live here in a tighter space. What'll I do with just a photograph? Say that. What'll I do with just a photograph? Now here comes the melody. Repeat after me. What'll I do? Now because we worked on the higher note, you know the energy you need already. So it's going to be super easy. What'll I do? Sing that. What'll I do? Now I'll sing more to you. What'll I do with just? Sing that to me. What'll I do with just a photograph? Sing that to me. What'll I do with just? Good. Now we're going to cut it up so you have a new breath. A photograph. Sing that. A photograph. Now the word photograph has a scary thing in it. It's got a G. Photograph. G, 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 g. Don't let the G go in the back. We say g, g, g with the back of our tongue. Keep it very forward. Photograph. Say that. Photograph, not photograph. Photograph. Try that. Photograph. Good. So we'll go, what'll I do with just, breathe, a photograph. What'll I do with just? Sing that. What'll I do with just? Now repeat after me. A photograph. Sing that. A photograph. Good. Let's put it all together. Here we go. And see your person. What'll I do with just a photograph? And then to tell my troubles to tell my troubles to, sing that. To tell my troubles to. Try that again. To tell my troubles to. Good. Now let's go from what'll I do with just a photograph? With just photograph. To tell my troubles to. Okay, let's do the whole thing. What'll I do with just a photograph? To tell my troubles to. Now we're finishing the song with our last line, exactly like the melody in the beginning. When I'm alone with only dreams of you that won't come true, what'll I do? When I'm alone, that's another diphthong. Stay on the O. When I'm alone, don't go to oo. When I'm alone, just stay on the O. When I'm alone with only, we don't say only, stay on the O. Only dreams of you that won't come true. What'll I do? Do is a pure vowel, so you don't have to worry about oo. When I'm alone with only dreams of you that won't come true, what'll I do? Let's sing that. When I'm alone with only dreams of you that won't come true, what'll I do? So it's really a sad song, meaning you're never going to get this person. This is our super objective. What am I going to do when I'm alone and I only have dreams? This is the person that got away. Let's try that again. See your person. If you're emotional, cry through it, sob through it, Carol, sob through it, Leah. Doesn't matter to me. I'm interested in getting those emotions connected to your voice. So even if it's, that's good right now. Here we go. When I'm alone with only dreams of you that won't come true, what'll I do? Let me answer your questions, then we're going to do it one more time. Okay. Okay. Carol says it's working. Wonderful, honey. This is great. Yes, Carol says she's going to record and see how it goes. I love that. So recording is a great tool so that you don't try to listen to yourself. If you're trying to listen and correct it by listening, you're going to be wrong, because what's in your head is different than what's out here. If I go, when I'm alone with only, sounds good in my head, but out here it sounds horrible. Now, I'm so used to doing it the other way. I know that when I don't hear much, that's actually good. And usually I feel more vibration. So if I'm feeling the vibration, I know I'm in the right place. But I'm not checking in and trying to make the vibration. I'm just seeing what's there and expecting it. Yay, Victoria. Good, honey. I'm so happy this is working. Okay, you guys, we're going from the top. You got your lyrics. Don't have to be perfect. We are connecting so many things right now. We are connecting the breath. Inhale. We're connecting the support. What do I call it? Super belly button. That is correct. Let's do the S. Everything's great. We're connecting resonance. What do I call it? The home base front passage. Yep. We are connecting the floors. The floors, we're going up the scale for the higher notes. The higher notes in the first verse live around the cheeks. The highest notes live around our eyes. And Carol, this is the same note as you sing in Shallow. I know you want to work on Shallow. This work we're doing right now, same range as Shallow. So we are working on Shallow as we're working on this, honey. So please, maybe after this is over, you can go over and try to sing Shallow and see what happens, because you're doing the work right now for that song. And we're using the other side of my revolutionary send. So here we've got the breath, support, resonance. You did floors. You did pyramid, which is that smaller, tighter space for the higher notes. And we have just done personalization and fourth wall. You've personalized to whom you're singing, somebody you miss so much, probably the one that got away. You could use somebody else too, but it really is that one that got away, you know? And the one that you'd be so jealous if you knew they were with somebody else. That would be the best person to choose for this particular song. So what Carol said is, I was embarrassed and realized others heard what I heard on the recording. No embarrassment. There's nothing to be embarrassed about. We are all works in progress. And my teacher, Joan Heller, once said to me, and I use this all the time, she said, Mary, you don't have to be perfect, because I'm a perfectionist. I want it to be right. And she said, we're just looking for higher percentages. And to me right now, even if you're aware of the difference, that is huge. To be aware, that is already winning. Now, if you got a percentage, Roger, of using the belly button, I'm saying Roger's name, but I'm really speaking to myself and all of us when I say this. This is great for you too, JV, isn't it? That, yes, that's what you're working on. And then we're working on the sensation of vibration. Your voice now, we think of as speakers. It's as overtones, vibration. That's what we're honing. Because if we try to focus and try to make the sound different, it's not going to work. Okay, good, Carol. Here we go. So first things first, we're preparing, right? Final performance of our song today. We're going to, first of all, get your fourth wall. I see my poster. I see my person. I'm actually looking into my YouTube channel now, and I see the back wall. I can put my person right next to me on the left, and I see his face. I remember that he's aloof. He's also really genius. He's really kind. He's all those things, but he's aloof, he's not around. He's kissing somebody else. So I'm going to use that person. Then I'm going to go in and do my S, because if I'm up here right now, that means I'm avoiding my emotions. So we got to make sure we've got our support and our inhale, the breath, but we also need to have the support. If you don't have the support, you're not going to be able to sing with the possibilities of your voice. I'm trying to get you to your potential. The potential is not possible if you don't have the support. So JV said he can't use the excuse that it's too high this time. That's right, sir. I made this key so both men and women can sing it. And you being a low voice, this is good for you. So wonderful. You can really use then the floors. You can really use. So what does died mean, Carol? I don't know. We're kind of delayed. So tell me what you just said, died, and I hope that's a good thing. Okay. So we've got our person on the fourth wall, and now we've done the S. We're here. We know the song's going to live somewhere around our mouth, our cheeks, up here higher. What'll I do? What'll I do? We can speak it there first. This is great for you, Leah. You can speak it. Now we're going to sing it through. And we worked on the melody. So even if you're wrong, go for it. Here's the last time through. We'll do it 2 times. Here's the first time and then the last time. See your person. Take a breath. What'll I do when you are far away and I am blue? What'll I do? What'll I do when I am wondering who is kissing you? What'll I do? What'll I do with just a photograph to tell my troubles to? When I'm alone with only dreams of you that won't come true, what'll I do? And you stay there to the end. You breathe. You don't go, and I'm done. You just stay there and just breathe. And if something comes up, great. And just stay there for a couple more seconds before you look to your audience or stop singing the song. When you figured out that people heard your awful voice and thought they sounded good in my head. I understand now. Yeah. If you go, what'll I do? It sounds great in your head and awful out here. So it's a new way to listen. And your recorder will give you more feedback. But again, if you're going for vibration, you can't be wrong. It's going to be good. So no talking badly about yourselves. I don't want you to say, I sound terrible. I'm awful. Let's say instead, I'm getting better. Every day, I'm getting better. Because what we focus on expands. That's just a physics thing. It's not good, bad, or ugly. Just whatever you focus on expands. So if you focus on, I sound like shit, that's what's going to expand. But if you focus on, wow, I'm learning new tools. I'm getting better every day. My voice sounds beautiful, more beautiful every day. That's going to expand. Aha. And that works in every part of life. So think about that. Last time, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. So again, set up your fourth wall. We're just going to live it again. Leah says, when I hit the high note, it resonated around my eyes and hurt my head a bit. I sang with the tenors in high school. Now, it is a tighter space. It's interesting that your head hurt a little bit. I'm not sure. You can always send me a video, Leah. I don't want your head to hurt, but it is the cavity is getting smaller, and it might just be a new sensation that you're not used to. You know, we want to make sure to have that support because you don't want to be grabbing and tensing up there. You want to just understand it's tighter, and you've got extra energy of support to support that. But I love that it resonated around your eyes. That's the floor I'm talking about. This is wonderful. So when we finish this, just be sure to take care of yourself. Go have a nice glass of water. In fact, let's have a glass of water now before our final pass. Staying hydrated is really important. In fact, when I wake up in the morning and have a headache, I realize I didn't have enough water the day before. So if you're having headaches, I'm not a doctor, so don't, but it could mean that you need some hydration. So make sure you're having your water. It's best to have water in between eating. So really drink that water with electrolytes. Okay, good, good, good. Yeah, I mean, The Secret, that sounds like it's all brand new. I mean, Louise Hay, who wrote You Can Heal Your Life, she's been using these adages forever and ever and ever. So, but it's all so helpful. And our words and how we talk to ourselves, I mean, there's proof about it now that it really changes your body. Your body listens, the cells listen. So here we go. Last time. Fourth wall, the person you miss so much. What's the strongest physical feature of that person? What's their strongest human quality? And now we're going to send this to them. They're far away, and we want them to understand that we miss them. And we, will they hear us? Will they understand that we want them to come back? I don't know. What'll I do when you are far away and I am blue? What'll I do? What'll I do when I am wondering who is kissing you? What'll I do? What'll I do with just a photograph to tell my troubles to? When I'm alone with only dreams of you that won't come true, what'll I do? There you go. Beautiful work, you guys. This was really, really an intense class. I'm very proud of you for all your questions, and because they really are interesting and important to get clear. So if you want to write me any questions for next week, please do. You can go to my Instagram. You can always send me a message. If you want to go to my website, you can go contact Mary if you want to send a video. I'm only here for April. Then I go to Italy. My book is going to be translated into Italian. So I'm meeting up with my publisher there, which is very exciting. And if you want to pick up the book, here it is again, Sing, Find Your True Voice. And it's on Amazon for sure. If you're in New York City, it's at the Drama Bookshop. Actually, there was only one left. So it might be sold out, but maybe there's one left there. And let's see. Oh my gosh. So Amazon worldwide. Yeah. And you can get the audiobook like Carol did, or the hard copy, which is what I love, or the paperback, or the Kindle. I'm just thrilled, guys. This is so much fun. Rain, thank you, honey. Thank you for being here. Roseanne, thank you. JV, thank you. Yes, bravissimi for you, Leah, for you guys. You guys are awesome. Truly awesome. Delia, you're feeling melancholic. Okay, sounds like you were in the right place. Now, what's good about going all the way through this is that then you'll feel released at the end. If you shut yourself off, you might feel jammed and you might get a headache. You might feel like, So really be sure to cry it out, get to the end of it, and you're set to go. Really wonderful work, you guys. My pleasure. Thank you for joining me. I love you guys so much, and I'm just so honored to be here. And let's please join me next Wednesday. And you can always go back to episode 1. And of course, this is going to be here. We've got 2 more Wednesdays to go, number 3 and number 4. So I can't wait to see you there. Okay. Bye for now. Lots of love, you guys. Have a great week. Can't wait for your questions to come. Okay. Bye.